It's Friday night. It's ShowShop time from Unscrewed Theater in Arizona. We got a fabulous cast for you. We are going to be streaming off and on for the next hour and a half, 2 hours, somewhere around there, probably an hour and a half. And I would like to introduce you to the best darn cast in the internet tonight. First, we have Beth Ann up there. Say hello, Beth Ann. And we also have Gail. Thank you for coming, Gail. Taylor over in the corner. Nobody puts Taylor in a corner. Say hello to Amanda. There is Amanda over there. Big Mike. Big Mike. Excellent. Hello, Lori. Thank you for coming. Just below me, EJ. And last and never least, Jeremy. Hey, we're going to play a game now called a Newsroom. In the old days, the ancient days, we used to get our news not from our phones. No. We got them from this thing called the 11 o'clock news. And somewhere around 9 o'clock, what would happen is they would start doing the little promos for the news. They'd tell us what they are working on for the 11 o'clock news. And by golly, we're going to do that for you right now. We're going to tell you about the stories that we here at the Unscrewed Television News Network are working on for the 11 o'clock news. I'm your anchor, Scotty Watson. And now for the big story on the squirrels that are running wild in the park and biting people's ankles. Over to you, Taylor.
Thank you, Scotty. I'm Taylor Edwards. If you went to the park today, you probably got bit by a rabid squirrel running around, biting your ankles. We'll have more on what you can do to give yourself first aid prior to going to the hospital for your rabies test. Now over to Mike for that fascinating story and entertainment.
Well, thank you, Taylor. Mike Lawler here. And ladies and gentlemen, the entertainment is that it's beautiful outside. So get out there, get your favorite beverage, enjoy your evening. More events at 11. Now over to Beth Ann, who's going to tell us about the latest in hockey news.
Thank you, Mike. Beth Ann Broadhurst here at the hockey rink. And I just scored a goal. But more of that and film at 11. Now over to Amanda, and she's going to tell us the latest in the Cooking History Channel.
Well, thank you, Beth Ann. Yes, did you know that in Victorian times, everyone ate bugs? But more of that at 11. And now we're going to go over to Gail with a very interesting story on underpants.
Yes, something that's unmentionable but necessary. There's been a study done at the university about who doesn't wear underpants to class. More about that at 11. But in the meantime, let's go over to E and J about news with the botanical gardens.
I'm here outside the Lazy Acres Assisted Living Facility, where the Botanical Gardens has brought its troupe today to show everybody how to plant saplings. More on that at 11. Now over to Jeremy with a story on the Knitting Guild of Clementine Springs.
Thank you, EJ. This is Jeremy Robkin, and we are in Clementine Springs. And if you look right here, we have Martha and Sarah knitting up a storm. I don't believe it. They are knitting and purling at the same time, and they are, oh my gosh, they're tangling their yarn together. More on that at 11, but now over to Amanda with a story on Shark Tanks.
Sorry, Jeremy, I'm taking that story away, and I'm giving it to Lori. Lori, a story on Shark Tanks.
Thanks, Jeremy. This is Lori Admokom. And guess what? You too can swim in shark tanks. Just know that you might be served as an appetizer. But more about that at 11. Now I'm passing it off to Taylor. Please tell us about the latest fashions.
Oh, thank you so much, Lori. Taylor Edwards here. And balloon pants. Not just balloon pants, but actually made of balloons. We're looking forward to the latest fashion runway. Don't pop away. Over to you, EJ, for the latest and the greatest. Oh my gosh, dare I say it, on knickknacks.
Thank you, Taylor. This is EJ Huerta. Knick knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. More on that at 11. And now over to Laurie, again with a story about cigarette lighters and the dangers.
Thank you, EJ. Lori again. Hey, who's using those cigarette lighters? I think kids are using them as firecrackers, so beware. But more about that at 11. And on to Mike. Let's talk about what's going on with the circus.
Well, thank you, Lori. Mike Lawler here, and the latest news is elephants. Be careful when you're walking behind the elephants. Important. And now over to Jeremy, who's going to tell us about the latest gossip down in City Hall.
Thank you, Mike. This is Jeremy Robkin under deep cover at City Hall, where we are about to find out that the water coolers are empty. And boy, is the mayor upset. Find out more at 11. But now, over to Beth Ann with a story on yak farming.
Thank you, Jeremy. This is Beth Ann Broadhurst out here at the local yak farm, and it reminds me of walking behind the elephants just a little bit. But there's a follow-up story that I know that Amanda wants to tell us all about farming with yak dung.
Well, thank you, Beth Ann. Hi, I'm Amanda Bigford. I didn't know myself, but it turns out yak dung is a very handy little tool. You can use it for a lot of different things, but more of that at 11. And now we're going to go over to Gail with an interesting story about the exciting world of stamps.
This is Gail Schumacher. Thank you, Amanda. You know, stamp collecting has become all the rage in this pandemic, and we are going to meet some amazing collectors and dealers. More about that at 11. But in the meantime, I'm going to pass you over to Scotty, who's going to talk more about animals.
Yes. Thank you, Gail. I'm Scotty Watson. Our top story tonight is going to be about animals. Your animals, particularly your pets. They want you to go back to work. We're working on those stories and more for the 11 o'clock news. Stay tuned. And you stay tuned too, because there's going to be, stay tuned too, that's hard to say. There's going to be more improv coming at you with this fabulous cast in just a few moments. So you stick around.